This is not the right microphone.
Damn!
The Starladder Budapest Major is on its way, and I know all of you care about what I think.
Get out!
I might be lying. These are my stage 1 picks. This was recorded live at twitch.tv/JohnFKidneys. Be sure to check out the streams whenever I do them, not really all the time. But no matter that, stay tuned for the video. Alright, starting off with Rare Atom. I think this is a pretty comfortable pick to put in your 03 slot. I don't think Rare Atom has accomplished anything. I don't think their new roster that they've put together has really amounted to anything. A lot of their competition that they play is just regional opposition. They really only make it to the majors, and every time they make it to a major, they usually bomb out of it. The last major they made it to was the Shanghai Major, and they went out 3-1. After that event, they really just did kind of nothing. So tier 1 experience, really. Any Chinese team that they come across, they kind of just lose to. Tyloo, losing to Pain, losing to 3D Max, losing to Astralis. None of these events that they go to, they ever really do good in. You can't just be losing to Astralis with only 7 rounds on the board. I'm putting them in my 03 slot. Alright, next up on the chopping block, the Huns. This team is a regional Mongolian team, and very similar to Rare Atom. They haven't really been facing any opposition other than local opposition in Asia. 2 events this year. I think they were in Blast Bounty Season 1 and CAC Asia Championships. At Blast Bounty Season 1, the greatest thing they did was 9 hit an insane Deagle clip.
Monkey Nader, 9 in a 1v4, what is he gonna...
23 and counting before
It's on headshots! It's 4 bullets, it's 4 kills!
And then at CAC Asia Championships, they came in last place. Huns is a pretty comfortable pick to put in your 03 eliminated slot. Now, M80. My team. I love this team. The pickup of Hext, definitely an amazing pickup. Lake is a beast. I think he could power through and get them any match, really. Best of 1, best of 3, whatever. And you know, one of the teams I definitely can see going through. Okay, so at the Blast Austin Major, they did exit out, unfortunately, in the 1-3 slot. The 1-3-2-3. I did have them going through into my pick'ems, but losing to Namiga, losing to Tyloo, frankly, is kind of unacceptable. Beating OG, expected. Won the game versus Virtus Pro, and after this game, they immediately bench Electronic. Like, you killed Virtus Pro after losing this game, or after winning this game. Beating Navi, quite impressive. Beating Fnatic, so-so. And then facing Maus, or quarterfinals, and almost winning. They came so close to winning that series, it was insane. While I don't have them going in my 3-0 pick, they're definitely not that dominant. I definitely do think that they will pretty easily be able to qualify through the 3-1, 3-2 advanced stage. Oh, Lin Vision. Well, Lin Vision, last major at the Blast Austin TV Major, they did quite good. They went on a Cinderella run when everybody expected them to go 03 multiple times. However, they didn't. And this team since then hasn't really done much, unfortunately. They recently qualified to ESL Pro League Season 23. At IM Chengdu, they beat 3D Max, which is actually an impressive win. I think 3D Max is one of the better tier 1.5 teams out there. Losing Inferior, losing to Vitality, completely understandable. They also lost to 3D Max at CSC Asian Championships. This was a tournament that I expected them to do quite good at, and then they didn't put up much of a fight. If you wanted to put Lin Vision 3-1, 3-2, that would not be a bad pick. It would be a bit of a risky pick, but I could definitely see it happening. I favor them definitely over probably all of the tier 2 Brazilian teams in this list. As sort of a bit of a placeholder, I will be putting them in my 3-1, 3-2 pick. But if you wanted to replace them with somebody like Fnatic, maybe, somebody at the likes of FlyQuest even. Speaking of FlyQuest, I definitely think they will be making it to the next stage. I think this is the major that they break their curse. One reason why. They have JKS on their team now, guys. gotta remember that. The firepower on this team is quite good. Recently they haven't been doing too amazingly, but when have they ever really? The most recent PGL event, they went 9 to 11th, losing to. They beat Fnatic in a very close fashion. I think that's a pretty respectable win. They beat 3D Max, another great win, losing to Liquid and then to Legacy, who Legacy eventually went to the finals. So, if you look at the bracket again, I think they're going to lose to Legacy. I definitely think they can beat Rare Atom. I think they can beat Imperial 100% of the time. Problem comes when Gamer Legion enters the mix. Well, I think Gamer Legion will be beating FlyQuest here. I think their matchup against NIP is a tough one. It really is. FlyQuest definitely have been having some struggles recently, being at Draculan and losing to Basement Boys, PGL Masters. They really kind of are just cursed to like never do amazingly. But I think this major is the one that they will advance to the next stage. Whether they will do anything in the next stage or not, I have no idea. But I don't think they will be going out in embarrassing fashion this time around, specifically with the addition of JKS. Let's focus on NIP right now. NIP is kind of weird because while they are an amazing team, I think this lineup is great. I think the main issue comes down to Wrinkle. Wrinkle this last year has been, well, let's just say he's Stinkle. These last 3 months for Wrinkle, man, they have not been great. And I want to say it is almost sort of his fault as to the reason why NIP have not been winning as much, because he should be hitting harder most of the time. PGO Bucharest, they bombed out last place. Unfortunately, Snappy was not supposed to be in attendance for the event, and then in a last-minute call decided to show up when they were already practicing with either Adam B or Susp. I don't want to say that's the reason why they lost this event. However, it is kind of a weird move. And then another great result that they had. Unfortunately, they've only had 2 events since they have qualified for the major, and they did great. They made it all the way to the semifinals of the most recent Star Ladder event. The only team that they had lost to this event was really Na'Vi. Faced them once in the upper bracket, and then they faced them again in the grand final. Did not fare too well against this tier 1 team. So I think against tougher opposition, for example, in stage 2, I don't think they're going to be able to do that great. In this bracket, I think this is really where they're going to be able to shine. I think they should be beating 60% of these teams, 9 games out of 10, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be. For the last 2 spots in 3-1, 3-2, I will be putting Gamer Legion and Bait. 2 reasons. Bait is an amazing team. Bait has great players. Bait has fantastic firepower in their squad. And every tournament they've been to, they have done quite good for themselves. I mean, they beat tier 1 opposition all the time. They beat Astralis, granted it was with Rugga. They beat 3D Max, an amazing tier 1.5 team. Or they beat Legacy, which were the eventual tournament grand finalists. So I think this is a great showing. MPL, I mean, their star player who recently actually got freed up from the shackles of being an IGL. So he should be able to, in theory, play even better now that Alex666 has taken up the IGLing role. The main issue that I see is Head Trick. If Head Trick can get out of this slump that he's been having for the past 3 months, kind of lock in for this major, I definitely think that Bait will be making to the advancement stage. Stage 2 is the minimum for this team. I think they're definitely a shoo-in for stage 1, but the reason why I'm not putting them 3-0 is because they always choke the 3-0. Bait, it is kind of traditional that they never go 3-0. They always go 3-1. The last 2 teams that I will be putting in for my 3-0 advance are Legacy and FaZe. Quite frankly, I think Legacy are way too overqualified to even be in stage 1. I think they should be stage 2 or higher. They are for sure the best team in this stage 1 bracket, and probably even like the 2nd or 3rd best team in the stage 2 bracket. I think they really are an incredible team. What they did at the Austin Major was not a fluke. They were given an airstrip at the Austin Major and they took off on it. They not only went the distance all the way to stage 3, but then they proceeded to really almost beat Mouse. Like, they should have been in the playoffs of the Austin Major over Mouse. It was ridiculous, or what Mouse was doing there. And on top of that, every tournament since then, they've been doing amazing work, even winning CAC championships. But I 100% think that Legacy will make it through 3-0. And FaZe. Honestly, FaZe. You could. It would probably be a safer pick to put FaZe in the 3-1-3-2 category. I definitely think there are hurdles that FaZe will come and they will not vault over. I think they will trip and they will stumble, but they will make it through in the end. They will advance to stage 2, I definitely think. I think they are way too overqualified. They definitely deserve to be put into this stage 1 bracket, but I think they are still, even still, despite how terrible they have been over the last 6 months, I believe that they should advance to stage 2 at a minimum. I think they're a shoo-in for stage 2. I think they will probably make stage 3 and maybe even the playoffs. Playoffs are not guaranteed for anybody, and this FaZe Clan roster still, I do not believe. I think these stage 1 picks are pretty much almost perfect. The only team you could really swap out on my end, really, would maybe be Fnatic for FlyQuest. But other than that, guys, I will see you for the stage 2 pick'ems. And that's it for this video. Capiche.